How's it going, fam? Welcome back to Erica's EDC, and today we are going to do some geometry testing. Tomorrow, Levi and I are dropping the Mink. I'm really excited about it, and we've done a whole bunch of testing. We did antler whacking and shaving. We did a whole bunch of woodwork that's on the channel. We did batoning, cross batoning. I took this and hammered it into wood by the butt. We did tip testing, we've done edge retention, everything you can think of basically. And the last thing that I wanted to show was some cardboard cutting, which as you can see in the shed, we have a whole bunch of it. This knife is supposed to be an EDC knife, but kind of an outdoors knife as well. As I've said in all of the videos, jack of all trades, master of none, but I guess for first and foremost, an EDC knife. So I think most people do a lot of cardboard cutting with their EDC knives. So we're gonna do that today and, you know, see how well it goes through. That's to give you an idea of the blade stock thickness. This is crew wear at 64 HRC, 12 thou BTE, so very thin and slicey, but still has enough bulk to it to be an outdoors knife, as you saw in the last video where we did a whole bunch of like camp tasks. But I don't think it's fair to just show this and only this without any comparisons. So I do have a whole bin of Slicey knives here that most people know of. Clearly this is one of the kids' boxes. Roblox. do anybody else's kids play that? The kids are obsessed with it. So anyway, I have a whole bunch of knives here. You know, knives that most people would call thin and slicey. Most of them are also production knives, so that we can get an idea of how this does compared to knives that most people do have, because I know that, you know, not everyone has a whole bunch of custom fixed blades like I do. So we'll just get into it here. I think we'll start with the Mink and see how it goes through cardboard, and then we'll bring in some common comparisons and see how the Mink feels compared to some Slicey production knives. So just a typical cardboard box here. This is actually from the raw food company that we use. This was for small soft bones for the dogs. Now let's see how this goes through. Very nice. I can try to keep this all on camera here. And everything is so wet. It's been raining literally all day here in New Hampshire. Everything is drenched. And this is just normal cardboard, not double wall, nothing crazy. I actually think I'm gonna lower you guys down so that I don't have to hold this all up. There we go. That might be a little easier for me. All right, so let's do some diagonal cuts against the grain, kind of. Really good. Really, really good. Okay, so that's pretty easy to cut with in terms of geometry. We'll do the fixed blades first, and then we'll do the folders. Essie Izula. Now this is not really a slicey knife, but it is kind of the same size as the Mink and a comparable blade stock thickness and stuff like that. So let's see how the Izula does. And this is also kind of marketed as like an EDC fixed blade. Very nice. Very nice with the Izula. Do the sideways cut, the diagonal cut I should say. Not bad. Not bad at all. Pretty easy. Let's do this bad boy. This is the Survive Knives EDC 2.7, I believe it is. So not full flat grind. What is that, a saber? Or maybe, yeah, I think it's a saber. Something like that. Ooh, very nice. Very nice with the, wow, that's really slicey. That's great. Super easy, very comfortable. So far I'm feeling like they're all pretty similar. This one should be one of the best ones. This is the Scrawny Lumberjack Splinter. This one is only 5 thou BTE. Crazy thin. Let's see how this one does. Whew. Wow. That is very, very nice. Oh, we're going through some packing tape there. Let me get a clean piece. Wow. Yep. That's like nothing. So as you can see, they're all doing pretty well so far. And that's because they all have pretty good geometry for the most part. You know, none of these knives are like overbuilt and beefy like a Benchmade 940 or something. So they're all doing pretty well. Next up we have the Spyderco Sage 5 lightweight full flat ground blade. Very underrated knife. I really like this one. Crazy slicey. Very good. I would say so far they're all pretty even. So if you like any of these knives, the Mink seems to compare pretty similarly. Next up we have a Chris Reeve Small Sebenza 31. And the reason I'm not really saying the blade steels is because this doesn't matter. Geometry is the most important thing in a knife, then blade steel and heat treat and degrees per side and BTE, all of those put together, but the first and foremost thing is geometry. As you can see, they all cut basically the same. Because the geometry is fairly thin on all of these and they have a really good grind. So they're all basically the same. Let's do the Benchmade Bug Out next. Bring in a new piece here because we kind of shredded all those other ones. Really nice. The Bug Out is a very slicey knife for a production knife. Fabulous. That was probably one of the easiest in the lineup so far, which makes sense. It has one of the thinnest blade stocks in this grouping. Let's go to another really slicey one. TRM Neutron 2. Very nice. Yeah, that's wild. Sorry, this is a little wet. Let me just get through that part. There we go. And the packing tape, of course. There we go. So that one's super slicey too. Moves through with ease. Let's do Spyderco Delica, one of my faves. Super slicey knife. Perfect. I'm not sure if you can see a difference between any of these, and that's the whole point of this video, is that geometry is most important. These are all in different steels. They all have different degrees per side. They all have different BTE, and they're performing nearly identical because geometry is what matters. And they all have a very similar blade stock thickness and geometry, and that's why they're all doing so well with this task. We've got the Spyderco Native 5 lightweight up next. Really great. Really, really nice. Beautiful. And I think we're on to our last one here in the lineup, guys. We have the Spyderco Para 3. This one's been modded with the skinny scales, but normal blade there. Really nice. Even going through that packing tape, just piece of cake. Piece of cake for everything. So let me bring you guys back up, and then we'll kind of close out here and just talk about why this is important. So obviously geometry, if I don't stutter, geometry cuts. That's probably the first and foremost most important aspect of a knife, is the geometry and seeing what type of geometry you need for the tasks that you come in contact with every day. Most EDC people are looking for something a little thinner and a little more slicey because that's what they do with their knives, right? They're maybe doing some food prep in the kitchen, cutting up cardboard, processing packaging, and somebody doing those types of things would want a knife that is comfortable, probably full flat ground, thin and slicey. This is a little bit of a hybrid. This is definitely meant to do things outside as well, like some light wood processing. That's why we recorded that. Some camp tasks, like, you know, you can do your camp cooking with this knife. You can process rope and cut little branches. Let's see how it goes through this plastic stuff right here, now that I thought about it. Stuff like this, you know, pallet straps, that thick plastic, this should go through with ease, especially because of how thin and slicey it is. But let's just see. I haven't done this before. It's covered in mud. Really easy there. So if you work in a warehouse, you know, any type of plastic packaging, or come on, it's slipping because it's wet. There we go. Sorry, everything is literally just so drenched here. So anything like that. Yeah, this is really supposed to just be a knife that you can do basically anything with, and obviously you don't want to pound on it, but you should be able to do anything with it, especially because the crew wear is done very, very well. This is 64 HRC crew wear. That's way better than what you're going to get production wise. Most production crew wear is probably like 62-ish, and 64 is just a whole different animal. I have not needed to sharpen this yet. Since I got it, I've just stropped it a couple of times, and it does incredibly well. The geometry lends it to do EDC tasks very well, but also you can do like some, you know, a little bit harder use tasks with it too, and it won't fail you. The tip is nice and strong, but still full flat ground, thin and slicey to do your EDC stuff like this. So, you know, that was kind of the whole point of the Mink, was being able to do basically anything with it, and it should not fail you at all. Very, very nice. Edge should last a very long time without needing to be sharpened. Should be very easy to sharpen for you because it is so thin, and crew wear is pretty easy to maintain. Strops back instantly. I'm talking like, you know, 10 back and forth passes with diamond emulsion spray, probably. You know, I've done 3 micron and 0.5 with this. They both did amazing. Crew wear is a semi stainless steel, so we did do the acid stonewash on there for you guys because it will patina. We'll do a run of them without the acid stonewash, don't worry, that way you can get a patina, but we wanted to do this first because this just looks so cool. But yeah, very, sorry, let me get that started. Very, very nice moving through EDC type materials, just completely with ease here. Super comfortable handle. Really, really nice. But yeah, that's just how it compares to some other thin and slicey knives that most people know of. I don't think it's fair to just constantly show like my design. I need to show that other knives are very good at the same tasks. They all have the same geometry. They're all great cutters, great slicers. So these will be dropping tomorrow on Levi's Instagram page. I will link his website and his Instagram below. I think 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the drop time. $350 for these. I have a full in-depth video describing everything about the Mink. It's literally called like the Northern Knife Works Erica's EDC collab number 2, the Mink. That's what the video is. I'll try to remember to link that below too. The production ones just have rich light scales that are, I think it's called Sloan. It's black and brown kind of mixed together, very dark, very earthy. But yeah, you know, these are all handmade, hand done, in-house by Levi. They never leave his workshop down in Georgia. He does everything by hand, by himself. All of the grinding, the heat treat, everything. It never leaves his hands. All of them, you know, 64 HRC, very thin and slicey. So, you know, $350 is a fair price for something completely custom made in the US, all done by him. Very, very good performing knife. So yeah, that's how it does against some other really beautiful slicey knives in the world. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. Go use your shit. Learn how to sharpen your knives. And I will see you on the next video. I love you so much, fam. Take care.